Do that, and I'm sure you guys don't either. There's areas that you can get it from, just our drinking water, or shellfish, a beer you're drinking, salt. Those are things you haven't even think about that you're consuming microplastics in. If you look at our tap water, and it's not just us, you have the US is 94% of our tap water has microplastics in it, but Europe is 72%, or Lebanon, 98. So there's a lot of regions that have a lot of plastic. It's not just the big chunky plastics that you're seeing floating in the ocean. So what are our risks for consuming plastic particles? So you have endocrine disruption. We'll talk about obesogens in a little bit. Developmental disorders in children, ADHD, ADD, autism, psychological, not being able to hit their markers. You have the increased risks of chronic disease. So if you're already at a risk for an autoimmune, it makes your autoimmune get worse and presents other situations going on. There's a potential link now to cancer, neurological effects, cognitive impairment, a lot of things. Plastic can stay in your fatty foods, so in milk. You have the microplastics that are in the plastic pollution. You have the macroplastics that are in plastic pollution that we see. Sorry, we have our microplastics, which is smaller than our hair. I'll show you in a little bit, but it is smaller than our hair. And that is getting in through anything we drink, we breathe, we air. Then we have the nanoplastics. I mean, nanoplastics are just smaller than I can imagine. And if you can, I'm really impressed. That's just not my forte. So here's the image of the microplastics. So see how it's that small. You look at the human hair. And if you think about it, if you want to compare it to biological things, a mold spore, one single mold spore is bigger than 1 micron, and a microplastic is 0.01 that we are getting into us, and smaller. So we talked about the endocrine disruption. We get obesogens. That was coined in early 2000s. One of the reasons it upsets our hormone system. People that are exposed or eating out of fast food containers, plastic bottle, drinking plastic bottles, any sort of plastic consumption material that holds your food. You're getting micro tiny plastics, and it's interrupting our hormonal system. And as a result, can make us retain fat, not maintain fat. So if you're thinking how much food you're eating out of home, how many meals are you eating out? Where are they being prepared? What do they come in? Or think about the meals that you are getting from the store. Are you going and walking in the center of the grocery store and buying things off the shelf that are convenient and easy? Or are you walking around the perimeter of the grocery store and getting the fresh vegetables, the meat that's not processed outside of being cut into pieces, steaks and whatnot, and the beverages around. So that's where you want to be shopping. Do the minimal shopping in the center. Obviously, you might want flour or a baking powder, can of beans. But if you can get the dry beans and create your own and then freeze them, that works too. I do know that's a lot of work. We have to be able to make the changes where they're going to be effective for us. So as I said, you eat less. Eat your cruciferous vegetables, your broccoli, your kale, your cabbage, or your allium ones like garlic. Those will help you detox. You can also use safer cleaners, which I'll share more at the end. Bench Basics, Honest, Norwex, etc. Changing your skincare, because when you change your skin and beauty care, you have a chance of absorbing less plastics. And especially if your beauty products or skin come in aluminum or in glass, that's better. If it's in plastic, you're probably getting a little microplastics, nanoplastics absorbed through your skin. So these are the 7 most common types of plastics. And we know them usually by their recycling numbers, such as 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But think about it. These are things we're using: beverage bottles, food bottles. How about building materials? Some of you might be working in building materials or cartons that we don't want them to be leaking through. Plumbing pipes, credit cards, IV fluid bags, a lot of medical things, which is the reason why the medical establishment uses it, is for safety reasons and not contaminating and passing on pathogens. We still need that, but we need to reduce where we're consuming plastics in other areas. Think about what you're wrapping your sandwiches in, what you're covering your food over with. Straws, outside of the fact that they're really damaging for our sea turtles and other animals that are out there if they're not cut up or not biodegradable. We end up consuming them, and so do our fish and other animals do. So the styrofoam's the same thing too, all the way down to eyeglass and electronics. The most vulnerable population is children and infants, which is no surprising. Early exposure, is in fetal development from the pregnant women. But on up, as they try to make their markers, you think about this, they're but they're chewing on plastic toys because we've been told those are safer. But then they're getting microplastics in their body. They're drinking out of baby bottles, or if they've moved on to a sippy cup. The low-income population is another population, because think of where they live. A lot of toxic chemicals are usually produced because it's cheaper for them to live there, and that's hence the reason why the manufacturing is there, and they're the ones that take the brunt of so many of our bad habits. Things you can do, don't put your plastic in the dishwasher, wash it by hand. Consider changing to glass, stainless steel, ceramics, put a cover over it like a beeswax. Resist microwaving plastics. We do a lot of frozen foods here in the office, and a lot of times what some of the office folks will do, it will take the frozen meal, put it onto a ceramic plate, cover it with a piece of paper towel, and put it on top and microwave it. Then they're not putting in the plastics into their bodies. And then you can opt out of plastics, choose like brown wax paper, beeswax paper, silicone sandwich bags. My 2 favorite are the beeswax paper and silicone sandwich bags. So here are some things that you can do to choose to be safer. It's good for the earth and for your body. I like Blueland because they come in compostable packaging. It's shipped to my house, but you can get some of Blueland products at Target and Whole Foods. I just saw recently. As I was talking about the resealable bags, those are really awesome. I invested in Stasher. I will say they have lasted me 3 years without a rip or a tear or a poke. Not sure if anyone's heard of Force of Nature. If you're still cleaning with bleach, which is not good for the fumes you're inhaling, it's not good for the environment, but Force of Nature is a really safe alternative. You make it at home. It's made with like a hydrogen peroxide and electrical stimulation of the water. It's good for 2 weeks. And there's a lot of research on it showing that it is actually a healthier version and cleans viruses and bacteria. They even tested it against the dreaded C virus that we dealt with the last couple of years. Have you ever think about Norwex? You just need water. That's the way I clean my house, with Norwex. I love it. French Basics is great too. So if you're looking into skin and beauty care, I was going to put up feminine products, but I forgot to do that. Beauty Counter is a favorite of mine. Most of their stuff, all their stuff is EWG certified. If you're not sure what EWG certified means, it's Environmental Working Group. They will certify that it's safe for human use, human consumption. They make sure there's no toxins in it. They will let you know what toxins might be in it, and if it is of a concern, they have their certification, then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's the higher the number you go, the more likelihood it can be cause adverse effects in your body. Honest Beauty is another one. Everyone can be bought in a lot of different stores. Thrive Cosmetics, several of their items are EWG certified. Attitude I like because it has recyclable packaging. Most of it is paper. Few of the favorite things that we use around here, or I use for storing my food, I will make a chia seed pudding the night before and put it in a reusable container. Keep it away from plastics, and make sure that you're traveling around with your car with a reusable cup, because if you stop for that hot drink, the inside of your coffee cups, the plastic ones, disposable, not plastic, but they're paper ones or disposable ones, they have a tiny little plastic coating so they don't leak. That's another way you're getting plastic into your bodies. Make sure you're carrying around your reusable water bottle. I have mine right here. It's plastic, not plastic, it's glass. It's clear. I like it. But you can also use stainless steel, which is safer if you're carrying around. If you drop it, whoops, don't have to worry about it breaking. So here's reasons to use EWG certified products, because you know what's going on. Companies that make sure that their products are EWG certified are ethical. They want to create trust and confidence with their consumers. Many of them are B Corp certified, and B Corp certified means that they are good sustainably. They want to take care of Earth stewardship. They want to take care of the human population. So there's many safety levels in the reason that people choose to become EWG certified products. There was one more slide. I was going to give you the QR code for EWG, but apparently it is not showing. So I will make sure that everybody gets the link to that in the replay. I'll stop my share and we can